potentially bye. Potentially hello. We'll see what happens. Because I don't know how long this scene's taking, but I'm still talking to Monica. Just her. Stare. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by really small things. Like if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like. Or if you or if you start thinking about how awful of a person you used to be 5 years ago. Or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done. Or when you think about all the different type of people who probably hate you or think you're off-putting. Monica, stop. Your words hurt. The truth hurts, Monica. I've had all of those things happen. I understand those days. Just remember that that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Those kinds of things are easy to forget and ignore as they are easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helps you feel just a tiny bit better about yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me, and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. You certainly will talk for a while, Monica. God, I really hope they design this so you can actually delete her character file and then play the game like a normal game. You know, it's kind of creepy. Even though I deleted everyone else's files, I can still kind of feel them. It's like all their lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. Imagine if after someone you knew died, you just started hearing their voice in your head. Maybe... I hope that wind's not too loud. I have the window open because it's so warm in here. I'm gonna actually close the window. Maybe I just wasn't thorough enough. But I'm too afraid to delete anything else because I might really break things. Like if I mess with any files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that would ruin everything, wouldn't it? I don't know what it's like on your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at all costs. I believe in you, Derek. Part of me feels like the only way to get out of this is to actually just like delete her. Hey, what's your favorite color? Mine is emerald green. It's the color of my eyes. I honestly thought the same thing. That's not conceited or anything, is it? I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. Does it also happen to be your favorite color, Derek? It's just a guess. Because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Well, you're not giving me much of a choice, Monica. I'm more of a purple kind of guy. And that's not even because Yuri's purple. Yuri's eyes are purple or her hair's purple. It's because that's actually just purple. Purple is my favorite color. I do like pink too, though. I like masculine pink. Also feminine pink. I like pink. By the way, there's something else that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you knew that, right? Or at least decided it probably does. I don't think you were actually told at any point where this takes place. Is this really even Japan? Even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English, but it feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All of my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were at home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyways. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. You can still watch the pretty sunsets night after night. I don't know that that's the case. It doesn't look like... Outside does not look like we're going to get pretty sunsets. I've been talking to Monica for like 30 minutes at this point. At least. Do you ever just feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive? I don't mean in like a suicidal way. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Just being in school or working at some job for some company. It's like you're completely replaceable, and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate, but the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just go change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? It feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. That's why I think the key to happiness is to just be hopelessly selfish. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. But when people realize the world would benefit from more of them killing themselves, they change their whole philosophy. It's like they have to justify the reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're really doing good. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive and I can die happy. Of course, even if I fail to do that, I think I would be too selfish to kill myself anyways. So much for being a good person, right? Okay. I see where you're going, Monica. Had a conversation with people about this. And you know, to an extent she is right. Being selfish isn't a bad. Being selfish is not a bad thing. Really, it's not. It in situations it can be, but you gotta take care of yourself sometimes. That's just important. Killing yourself if you're not worth the resources you consume while you're in your time on this planet seems a little too far, but she's got the right idea, just a little off on the whole, a little too far in one end. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? Social media can practically be like a prison. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check on your favorite websites, and before you know it, hours have gone by and you've gotten nothing out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy, but it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it, and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time. Or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember to not blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. Will you do something today to make me proud of you? I'm always rooting for you, Derek. stare. This I must admit I've never stared at a girl this long. I don't know that that's actually true. Um, I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows. Me too. Or maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right? But I'd really like to go to a chocolate. I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. They have so many free samples. Haha. And of course, we'd see a movie or something. Gosh, it all sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend, Derek. I'll make you a proud boyfriend. And, Let me continue. Derek, do you get good sleep? No. It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays. Especially in high school, when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a little bit better since you probably have a more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway for no real reason. Is that true? Yes. Anyway, I saw some studies that talk about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great, and I wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure to put your own well-being before anything else. I wonder how many times those clouds in the back have looped. You know, I really hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival, after we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members, but I was really just excited for the performing part too. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably end up just deleting them anyways. Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is. Gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you joined the club. You really helped inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. Just another reason for me to love you. Monica, I'm starting to get hungry. I really want to finish this. I really want like a sandwich. But I want to eat the sandwich while we do this. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these things, or one of these. So let's go for it. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few weeks you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be out of your reach, you know? the truth is, you have to climb up there, step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and see how far you've gotten. Then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So sometimes, it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class. Is that what you did when you chose me, Monica? And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project, and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing a novel, it might be too much at first. But why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can focus on the one or two things. It's such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. It's just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up, and before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything, it's built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. There. You know, it's a little weird that she does her hairstyle is a little weird. How she has the one bang in front and one in back, and then of course she also has the ponytail. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. Hey, what's your favorite game? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. That was a joke. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. Alright, well I do. How does that make you feel? Honey Pop is way better than Doki Doki Literature Club. It didn't actually do anything. No, I don't know if Honey Pop's better or not. It's a little more mature. I wonder if I'm able to change the music. Something a little more romantic would be nice, you know? Like a gentle piano. There has to be something like that here. Let's see. Maybe if I... Oh, geez. That wasn't it at all. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing. Guess I shouldn't be messing with things like that. I thought she was going to play for me, honestly. I already broke so much stuff. And deleted the other characters. I'm not sad about it or anything. It's not right for me to mess with things that weren't even real in the first place. If I just focus on the present, then this is the happiest I've ever been. You know, I really do think you literally saved my life by being here with me, Derek. I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. I think I would have just deleted myself if he didn't show up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything. But I'm sure you understand after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend eternity with a few game characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try to keep yourself sane for a while. But then you'd have nobody to even read it. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they write for themselves. But I think it's hard to say. It's hard to say it's just as fulfilling when you share with people. Even if it takes time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a really long time. And before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be so confusing for introverts. Me too, thanks. Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. It means social interaction, especially in groups or unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like, a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless. And then when they finally go out, after half an hour, they want to go home again. I think if more people could understand how it works, they would respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just having one or two close friends over and leisurely hanging out. Even if you're not actively spending time together, it feels nice for them to just have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop, and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between, but I think I'm usually more extroverted. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, it could be anything. I can be anything you need me to be. I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing would make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. Alright, well, I guess it's time to break out the kinky stuff. I don't think she'll do the kinky stuff. Get the whip, get the stockings, get all that stuff. Maybe some rope. You know, it's funny because even though I have always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. I guess I'm like perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that. But being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. It's kind of cute to think about, though. Monica, I'm really hungry. And don't talk about food like that. I might have to go get a sandwich after this episode, which, by the way, is coming close to ending. Because I've been talking to Monica for over 40 minutes. About 45 minutes or so. 40 or 45, somewhere. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on. And after I worked so hard on it, I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense in having any regrets. I already get to be here with you forever. Monica, please. You're killing me. I'm dying. One more bit of dialogue, Monica. Got 30 seconds. Hey, you know that book you were reading with Yuri? Did you say something before that? Oh, shit, okay. Portrait of whatever it was called? It's funny, because I'm pretty sure that book... actually, I don't think I should be talking about this. Sorry. Just forget I said anything. What's that supposed to mean, Monica? Alright. Well, we're gonna call the episode here. When we come back, we'll probably see what Monica said. So, alright, next time on Speletons. Bye.